Welcome students to this online classroom. Today we will learn the chapter number first of Standard 7 subject computer. Chapter number 1 is the computer and its components. Students, in this chapter we will learn the basic components of the computer, the input, output and process device of the computer, classification of computers and many more. So let us start. A computer is an electronic device which accepts data and instructions as input, processes and store the data and gives a meaningful result as output. Students, as you can see the picture on the screen, input, process and output. Whenever we think about the function of computer, then the function of computer is depend on these three steps only: input, process and output. For example, if you want to calculate two different numbers at that time, first number is the input, second number is also input. Okay, now we want to make summation of these two numbers. For example, first number is 10 and second number is 10, so both are the input. If you process, it means if you add 10 plus 10, means whatever the process you are doing over here for making the addition, that is nothing but the process. Okay, and after addition you will get the result, that is 20 is nothing but the output. This is the simple example of mathematics. Similarly, we can see the computer same way: input, process and output. Another example, if a user gives input with the help of keyboard to the computer accepts that input, and after accepting it will process on that input, and after processing it will show the proper output on the monitor. Means whatever the process, whatever the task you are doing, you have to go through with these three steps only. Okay, now we'll see the functions and components of a computer. The computer has both hardware and software. Hardware consists of the mechanical and electronic device which we can see and touch. The software consists of programs, the operating system and the data that resides in the memory and storage devices. Students, as we already know, if we think about the computer, then we must think about the two concepts, that is hardware and software. Now, what is hardware and what is software? Hardware are the devices that we can see and touch, and software are the devices that we can see but can't touch. If we take example of hardware, then keyboard, mouse, monitors, these are the different parts of hardware. And if we take a example of software, then MS Paint, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, these are the different softwares. Okay. Hardware consists of mechanical and electronic device which we can see and touch. Already we have seen about hardware. The software consists of program of operating system and the data resides in the memory and storage device. One more is very important thing, that operating system. Students, operating system is the heart of computer, because if I want to give a simple example over here again, very simple example. Suppose if we take an example of human, a person. Okay, in human body there is a heart. Okay, along with the heart there are many more organs in the body, inside and outside. Okay, suppose if heart get fell, then what will happen? Yeah, suddenly the person who is not able to make any movement, right? Because the heart is the very important and essential part of that particular human body. Similarly, operating system is the heart of computer. If you brought new computer and you didn't install Windows operating system, then your computer is not in working progress, because the operating system is the heart of computer. Okay. A computer mainly performs the following four functions. Already we have taken example of these functions. Again, I'm telling in short. It receives the input from the user. It processes the information which received input. Third, it stores the information after processing. And fourth, it produces the proper output on the screen. Okay. The computer system comprises of three units. They are basically the computer system has comprises three units, that is the input unit, the output unit, and the central processing unit. Now we'll see one by one. The input unit consists of the devices that are used to put data into computer. The keyboard and the mouse are the most common input devices. The scanner, the light pen, and the digital camera are other examples of input devices. Students, if we think about the computer, then we must think about the hardware and software. And if we think about the hardware, then we must think about the some input and output devices. So in computer, keyboard and mouse, these are the two main popular input devices. With the help of keyboard, we can write whatever we want to write. With the help of mouse, we can choose the options. Okay. The keyboard and the mouse are the most common input devices. The scanner, the light pen, the digital camera are the other examples of input devices. Second, the output unit. These are the devices that are used to give the output, that is, the processed information. The monitor and the printer are the most commonly used output devices. Students, second unit is output device. If we think about the output device, then we must think about the monitor, because whatever the work we are doing with the computer, we can see what we are actually doing. It will be shown on the monitor only. Okay, so monitor is the output device. Along with the monitor, printer is also output device. Okay. Third one is the central processing unit. The central processing unit, commonly known as the CPU, is the most important unit where all the processing work is done. The CPU is the control center of the computer, and hence it is said to be brain of computer. Students, if we think about the CPU, that is central processing unit, then CPU is the very important part of computer, because all the processing work is done here. Okay, and second is very important thing, that the CPU is the control center of the computer. With the help of CPU, we can control all the peripheral devices. Hence, it is the brain of computer. Next one is the CPU itself has three main components. Now, if we see inside the CPU, then we will see three main components, that is the memory unit, that is MU. Second, the control unit, that is CU. Third, the arithmetic and logic unit, that is ALU. Okay, if you see in the picture, the input, the other side output, and middle side memory unit, control unit, and arithmetic logic unit. We'll see all three units one by one. First one is the memory unit, that is MU. The processes a task, data, and instructions need to be temporarily stored in the computer. This storage is done in the memory unit of CPU. Students, memory unit. Now, in the memory unit, I would like to tell one simple example about the Android mobile phone. Okay. Whenever we want to keep some data in our mobile phone, the data may be in the form of pictures, okay, songs, videos, and some other document files. We need a memory card. Similarly, if the computer process a temporary data in the computer, it needs memory unit, and that is RAM, that is random access memory. Second one is control unit, that is CU. The control unit controls and coordinates all the operations taking place in the system. It controls the flow of data and instructions from one unit to another. Very simple meaning, the control unit. Control unit means what? It controls all the operations which are taking place in this system. And third one, the arithmetic and logic unit, that is ALU. This part of the CPU performs all the arithmetical operations such as addition, multiplication, subtraction, division, and the numerical data as directed by the control unit. Students, whenever you people want to use some arithmetical operations like addition, multiplication, subtraction, division, and other numbers, at that time the arithmetic and logic unit will be used. Okay, next one is inside the computer. The inside of your computer has many parts that all work together. These parts are generally found within the computer case. The computer case is the metal and plastic box that contains the main components of the computer. It houses the motherboard, central processing unit, that is CPU, the power supply, and more. Students, if we see inside the computer, then we can see the different hardware parts and different connections in the CPU, and these all are interconnected and placed in one place. Okay, the computer case is a metal and plastic box. If you seen the CPU, then you can see it is in the form of metal and plastic box. Okay, basically inside the computer we can see motherboard, central processing unit, power supplies, and many more. Next one is some of the main components are as follows. First one is motherboard. The motherboard or main board is the backbone of the computer. The motherboard consists of the processor chip, PCI slot, and the memory unit. Now, what is the actual work of processor chip, PCI slot, the memory unit? We'll see one by one. First one is processor chip. This is the chip that does the thinking of the computer. Students, already we have seen the three process, that is input, process, and output. In that picture we have seen the process. Okay, whenever the user gives the input to the computer, the processor will process on that given input. It means what? The processor is thinking actually what should I do here. So processor chip is useful for processing the data. Next one is PCI slot. These are outlets in the motherboard that allow you to install extra components like sound cards, modems, video cards, and other devices. Students, PCI slot. PCI means what? Peripheral component interconnected. Okay. PCI slot means what? Actually, we'll learn first what is PCI devices. Okay. PCI, that is peripheral component interconnected devices, are those which we can attach to the computer easily and which we can detach from the computer easily. Okay. One more thing is here also, that PCI slot is useful for adding the sound cards, modems, video cards, and other devices. Last one is memory unit. This is where information is temporarily stored for the processor to use and manipulate. Memory unit is the temporary storage where we can store the data temporarily. Okay. Next option is hard drive. The topic hard drive is very easy and simple. I'd like to give one simple example over here. First, we'll read the paragraph. This is the part of your computer where information is stored for later retrieval. All the information you access on your computer, all your documents, pictures, email, messages, and programs are saved here. Unlike the memory, the hard drive stores information even after the power is turned off. The image to the right shows the inside of the hard drive. Students, if we think about the hard drive, that is hard disk, one simple example I like to give because so that you can understand very easily. Again, I am giving example of Android mobile phone. Right. If we think about the Android mobile phone, then there are two type of storage devices. First one is RAM, that is random access memory, and second one is internal storage. Okay. So, internal storage in the mobile is nothing but the hard disk or hard drive in the computer. Okay, as like there is a presence of internal storage in the mobile phone. Similarly, if we are using computer, then we must use the hard drive or hard disk for storing the data in the form of pictures, documents, email messages, and some other files and programs. Next point is CD-ROM or DVD-ROM drives. This plays your music and data CDs, or if you have a DVD drive, it will also play DVD movies and write a CD. Students, CD stands for compact disc and DVD stands for digital video or versatile disc. Okay, actually, maybe you have seen the CDs and DVDs. Okay, CD and DVD we can use for writing the matter in the form of pictures, photographs, documents, etc. And if you want to take a movies, you can also take movie and some other clips in the CD and DVD. Okay, CD has 700 MB size and DVD has 4 GB size. Okay, next one is classification of digital computer system. Computer systems are classified as follows. Now, if you heard the classification of computer, then you might heard the four types of computer. That is microcomputers, mini computers, mainframe computers, and supercomputers. If you didn't heard, then we'll see here. First one is microcomputers. A microcomputer is a computer with a microprocessor as its central processing unit. The personal computer and workstation are the types of microcomputers. Students, microcomputer are those which we can used in our home, in our computer lab, or everywhere. Okay. If we think about the microcomputer, then it has two types, that is personal computer and workstation computer. Okay, we'll see the difference between personal computer and workstation computer. First one is personal computer. A personal computer, that is PC, is a microcomputer designed for use by one person at one time. PCs are of two types. The machines run comparatively easy to use application software such as word processor and spreadsheet. Students, personal computer already we have seen, which is used by the single person. Okay, second thing, PCs are of two types. First one is the machine runs comparatively easy to use applications such as word processor and spreadsheet. If we think about the personal computer, in personal computer we can use some different applications like word processor, spreadsheet, PowerPoint, Photoshop, Paint, etc, etc, etc. And second, that is workstation. Workstations are expensive, powerful machine used by engineers, scientists, and other professionals who process a lot of data. People who need to run complex program and display results graphically used workstation. Students, workstations computers are very expensive. These are the powerful machines which is used by engineers, scientists and other professionals who have to process a lots of data. Okay. Next one is portable computers. A portable computer can be easily carried out anywhere. First one is laptop or notebooks. Now, students, already you known about the laptops. Laptop is also called as a notebooks because it is just look like a notebook in the size. Laptop may be either AC powered, battery powered, or both. These computers are ideal for users who have to work away from their offices. An example is IBM ThinkPad. Students, if a person is working in particular office and suppose there is a Sunday and on Sunday there is a holiday for job, but that person wants to do his particular work even on Sunday, at that time that person can use laptop or notebooks. Okay, means what? The laptop or notebooks that we can carry anywhere, and basically it is AC powered or battery powered. Okay, so we can charge and use. Next one is netbook computers. Now, what is netbook? Netbook is simply just like a laptops and notebooks. Netbooks are a category of small, lightweight, and inexpensive computers. They are for frequent flyers and traveling for professionals. See, just like the laptop, we people can easily carry out the netbook computers from one location to another while we are traveling. And basically, it is in the small size and inexpensive computers. So anybody can use easily. Next one is personal digital assistant, that is PDAs. PDAs are also known as palm tops. The PDA is a mobile device that is used as a personal information manager. It can connect to the internet. Students, PDA, that is personal digital assistant. PDA is also known as a palm tops. Palm top means what? A PDA that is mobile we can use on a single hand, that is palm tops. Okay, a PDA is a mobile device that is used as a personal information manager, and basically you know very well that each and every person is using mobile phone for their personal use. Okay, next one is mini computers. A mid-sized computer, it lies in between the microcomputer and the mainframe in capacity, usually fitted within a single cabinet about the size of refrigerator. It has less memory than a mainframe. Mini computers are used to control machines in a manufacturing unit. Students, second type we are learning here, mini computers. A mini computer is a mid-sized computer. It lies between the microcomputer and mainframe computer in capacity. Okay, if we see the mini computer, it is look like a refrigerator. Okay, it has less memory than the mainframe computer. Mini computer are used in manufacturing unit to manufacture the products. Third one is mainframe computers. Mainframe computers can process several million programs instructions per second. Large organizations rely on these room size system to handle large program with lots of data. Mainframe are mainly used by insurance companies, banking systems, airlines, and railway reservation system. Students, mainframe computer are the computers which are processing several million programs per second. Okay, and large organizations are used this type of mainframe computers for processing their lots of data. Basically, insurance companies are using mainframe computer, banks are using mainframe computer, airlines and railway reservation system are using mainframe computers. Okay, next one is supercomputer. Supercomputer are the fastest calculating device ever invented. A supercomputer can operate at a speed measured in nanoseconds and even in a picoseconds. It is used in weather forecasting, oil exploration, weapon research, and large scale simulation. Students, the supercomputer. Supercomputer is a very powerful computer. Basically, a simple example I'd like to give, a Indian person named Vijay Bhatkar who has invented a supercomputer named Param. Param computer. Yes, Param supercomputer is invented by the Indian person Mr. Vijay Bhatkar, and the supercomputer are the fastest calculating devices ever invented. Okay. A supercomputer can operate at a speed measured in nanosecond, even in picosecond. If we see the capacity or speed of the supercomputer, then we can see the speed in nanosecond or even in a picoseconds. Okay. If we think about where supercomputers are used, then these computers are used in weather forecasting to forecast the weather, in oil exploration, in weapon research, and in large scale simulation. Now, what is simulation? Simulation is nothing but where we can feel that we are actually there. Simple example, if you students are playing game in mobile or computer, suppose you are playing racing game. While playing racing game, you people feel that you are the person who is driving that particular bike or car. Whenever you are feeling the same feeling at that time, that is nothing but the type of simulation. Okay. And the last topic is network computers. Network computers are computers with minimal memory, disk storage, and processor power. The computers are designed to connect to a network, especially the internet. Students, network computer. Network computer means what? Which are connected to the each and everyone. See in the picture, there is a one server in middle, and around the server you will see some different computers, and these all computers are connected to the server. Means what? This is the network computer. Okay, network computer are very useful to sharing the files and documents, and especially it is useful to connect the with the internet. Students, hope that you have understood this chapter properly. Thank you.